Assalamu alaikum and good evening. You are watching Humsab TV and I am Munib Hamid with the news. Pakistan Navy fully prepared to safeguard maritime frontiers. Prime Minister Shahid Khaqan Abbasi said on Saturday that the country's naval forces are fully prepared and at the same time committed to make the defense of Pakistan's maritime borders impregnable. The Premier was addressing the participants of the 108th Midshipman and the 17th Short Service Commission course passing out parade at Pakistan Naval Academy in Karachi today. Pakistan believes in peaceful coexistence, but our desire for peace must not be construed as our weakness. Earlier on his arrival at the Academy, Naval Chief Admiral Zafar Mahmood Abbasi received Prime Minister Abbasi. He was also presented Guard of Honor at the start of the parade. In all, 129 cadets, including cadets from friendly countries of Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Maldives, Bahrain and Qatar were passed out from Pakistan Naval Academy. Abbasi, who is in the port city for an official visit, also had inaugurated the construction of the White Oil Pipeline Mughas project at Port Qasim on Friday, enabling the transportation of multiple refined petroleum products at central and northern Pakistan. U.S. threats against Pakistan can negatively affect existing cooperation, Director General ISPR says. Director General Inter-Services Public Relations Major General Asif Ghafoor has said that the United States' threats against Pakistan with respect to the latest alleged support for militant groups it can harm the existing coordination and cooperation between the two countries. Ghafoor, when asked to comment on recent threats by U.S. officials, including the warning that U.S. President Donald Trump has put Pakistan on notice, said that the state responds to such statements through diplomatic and foreign office channels. He, however, made it clear that such threats can negatively affect the existing cooperation. Interior Ministry opposes Milli Muslim League's registration as a political party. The Ministry of Interior has termed the Milli Muslim League an offshoot of proscribed entities and subsequently opposed its registration as a political party with the Election Commission of Pakistan. The ministry formed its opinion on the basis of a security agency's report which expressed apprehensions that the registrations of MML as a political party would breed violence and extremism in politics. The ministry, in its written reply submitted to the Islamabad High Court on a petition filed by MML seeking its registration with the Election Commission of Pakistan, requested the court not to consider MML's plea and dismiss the petition accordingly. Top Pakistan diplomat hopeful about ties with United States. Despite United States leaders' high-pitched rhetoric against Pakistan, Foreign Secretary Tahmina Janjua is still optimistic about reaching an accommodation with the Trump administration and says that U.S. threats of unilateral action are being discussed with Washington. Speaking at a meeting of the Senate's Foreign Affairs Committee, she said the government was in conversation with the U.S. on unilateral actions to explore how the situation could be resolved through intelligence sharing. The concerns, the Foreign Secretary noted, were both ways. Supreme Court to solve water contamination issue in Karachi before elections, vows Chief Justice of Pakistan. Chief Justice of Pakistan Mia Saqib Nisar has said he will resolve the water contamination in Sindh and Punjab before the next elections. He was heading the 5-member bench in the Supreme Court Karachi Registry while hearing the case pertaining to water contamination. To provide the citizens with clean water is the duty of the state, but people are getting contaminated water in Karachi. Justice Saqib said the judiciary has also taken up this issue in Punjab and will solve the matter no matter what. Poisonous water is released into the river which is then supplied to the masses. The Chief Justice said the Water Commission has already submitted a report to the Sindh government, but no action has been taken as yet. He asked Sindh Chief Minister Murad Ali Shah to appear before the court and give a time frame for solving this issue. Army Chief addressed uncertainty but some quarters fomenting it. Opposition leaders Khurshid Shah. Leader of the opposition in the National Assembly, Syed Khurshid Ahmad Shah, on Friday observed that uncertainty reigned supreme in the country's politics until the army chief recently assured the upper house of parliament that his institution fully supported continuation of the democratic process. However, he noted some quarters were still issuing such statements which were helping the state of uncertainty linger on. Mr. Shah was speaking to local reporters, party activists and other people in Bahawalpur village, some 12 kilometers from here, after condoling the death of SSP Farooq Jamali with his younger brother MNA Rafiq Ahmed Jamali. SSP Jamali died while performing Umrah 4 days ago. Election Commission of Pakistan says delimitation of constituencies to begin on January 15, 2018. Election Commission of Pakistan Secretary Babar Yaqub Fateh Muhammad said on Friday that delimitation of constituencies would start on January 15 and complete by May 3rd. Briefing reporters after a meeting of the Election Commission of Pakistan, he said 5 delimitation committees had been formed, 1 for each province and the 5th for Islamabad and FATA. He said various aspects and requirements of delimitation were discussed at the meeting. The Commission sought maps and relevant data from the Statistics Division and provincial governments by January 10, 2018. Humvee suicide attack kills 6 Afghan police. A suicide bomber drove an explosives-packed Humvee into a police compound in Afghanistan on Friday, killing at least 6 officers and destroying a building, officials said. The Taliban claimed responsibility for the pre-dawn attack on the Maiwan District Police Headquarters in Kandahar, the latest deadly assault by the insurgents who have been increasingly targeting security installations. The vehicle was carrying an estimated 3,000 kilograms of explosive, Maiwan District Police Chief Sultan Muhammad said. North Korea, Trump praises latest United States sanctions over missiles. U.S. President Donald Trump has praised the United Nations Security Council for imposing tough new sanctions on North Korea in response to ballistic missile tests. In a tweet, Mr. Trump said the vote proved the world wants peace, not death. The United States drafted resolution includes measures to slash North Korea's petrol imports by up to 90%. China and Russia, Pyongyang's main trading partners, voted in favor of the resolution. Putin slams aggressive new United States defense strategy. Russian President Vladimir Putin on Friday described the new defense strategy unveiled by United States counterpart Donald Trump as aggressive, saying Moscow would take that into account in its own actions. But he said that although Russia must strive to develop a new and modern army, it would not be drawn into a new arms race or aspire to be a world policeman, and instead be creative. Speaking to an assembly of Russia's top military brass, Putin slammed the national security strategy unveiled earlier this week by Donald Trump and condemned offensive NATO activity in Europe. In diplomatic terms, it has an obviously offensive character, and if we were to use military language, it is obviously aggressive, Putin said. The American First strategy. We must take this into account during our practical work. Johnson, Lavrov exchanged smiles and barbs on Moscow visit. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and British Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson clashed on Friday over Russia's alleged interference in the Brexit vote, even as they sought to mend ties after years of antagonism. During the first official visit by a foreign minister from London in 5 years, the outspoken Johnson attempted to open lines of communications, and both foreign chiefs tried to show their two countries were willing to consider reapproachment. But they also exchanged barbs on everything from Russia's alleged interference in British politics to Moscow's involvement in Ukraine and Syria. And the atmosphere at the times grew tense during their joint news conference. Philippines tropical storm Tembin kills dozens in Mindanao. At least 74 people are reported to have been killed as the tropical storm swept through the southern Philippines. Storm Tembin brought flash flooding and mudslides to part of the island of Mindanao. 2 towns badly hit were Tubod and Piagapo, where a number of homes were buried by boulders. Foreigners can now trade in Pakistan Stock Exchange stock. The Securities and Exchange Commission of Pakistan on Friday lifted the ban on foreign investors to trade in the PSX stock. The regulator also approved the addition of 28 securities in the margin trading system and deliverable future under Category B. Market watchers reckon that the first measure would provide a level playing field to all participants, and the second aims to assisting the exchange, which at the moment is starved of liquidity. Sports. Payne stock doubtful for MCG test. Wicketkeeper Tim Payne has joined Pace spearhead Mitchell Starc as a doubt for Australia in the Boxing Day test against England in Melbourne. Starc hobbled through Melbourne airport on crutches on Friday, cushioning a bruised heel, but was not yet ready to concede defeat. "It won't be my choice," he told reporters on his possible selection. Weather. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country. However, light rain with light snowfall over the hills is expected at isolated places in Gilgit-Baltistan. Foggy conditions are likely to prevail over central southern Punjab and upper Sindh during night and morning hours. That's all for now. For more news and updates, keep watching Hums Up TV. Take care. Please subscribe to Hums Up TV and hit the notification icon on the screen to get the latest updates of our channel. Thank you for watching Hums Up TV.